The village of Broadway is one of the loveliest places in the Cotswolds, that famous English region with many charming towns sprinkled among vast fields of green with rolling hills all around. You will see many flocks of sheep that are still grazing on the hillsides in the vast scenic countryside in between the villages. Dairy farming is also important to the area, but the main attraction for visitors is the collection of beautiful villages, with dozens of them scattered across the landscape, each with its own character. Broadway ranks among the most visited and prettiest of these villages, with its combination of historic architecture and small scale that makes it one of the natural magnets for anyone exploring the region. It is so attractive, it will tempt the visitor to stay for an entire day. Even though the main part of town is quite small, just 600 meters long, and could be walked from one end to the other in about 10 minutes. You will want to spend some quality time here because it is so beautiful and the atmosphere is calm and peaceful, especially if you're here in the off-season when it is not very crowded. Ironically, you might think of Broadway as a wide, busy boulevard with nightlife, theaters, tall buildings, and bright lights, but here we find the opposite. The atmosphere is casual, where conversations drift between strollers while aroma of coffee and warm pastry wafts onto the pavement. Most people have come here to take it easy and slow down. A typical visitor explores Broadway with a slow walk up one side of the high street and back down the other. The full circuit is roughly a kilometer, but it can easily fill 2 or 3 hours with all of those shops, restaurants, and lovely architecture to admire. A pedestrian-friendly place with benches you can sit on and trees to provide shade. The center of life is the village green that runs alongside the high street, anchored at one end by a tall stone war memorial cross with benches under mature chestnut trees that give visitors a place to sit and watch the slow rhythm of the town. The green functions as the town's outdoor living room, shared between residents and the steady flow of visitors who come specifically to use it that way. The green also sets the tone for how visitors experience the village, inviting one to sit down rather than passing through, and most people end up doing both. A circuit of the high street, then back to a table with a coffee or stronger drink from one of the cafes. The high street itself runs roughly east to west along the lower edge of the green. The buildings are remarkably uniform in material. Almost everything is built from the local Cotswold limestone, which weathers to that distinctive honey-colored tone, varying from pale green to deep gold, depending on the angle of the light, time of day, or weather conditions. The architecture spans about 400 years, from late medieval cottages with steeply pitched stone roofs to handsome Georgian and Victorian houses, but the consistent stone gives the whole street a visual coherence that is rare in English villages. There is a steady flow of people, many with dogs, who come to walk, shop, eat, and just have a look along this wide, gently curving main street. Antique dealers and art galleries occupy several of the older buildings, some with thatched roofs. The Broadway branch of Edinburgh Woolen Mills stocks items that have a visitor appeal, like wool jumpers, tweed jackets, and tartan goods. Broadway Cookshop sells knives, aprons, and kitchen tools from a stone cottage with leaded bay windows. Some cars do drive through but move slowly because pedestrians cross the road wherever they like and no one seems to mind waiting. Broadway Deli, with crates of fresh produce out front, sells cheeses, local ales, and ready-to-eat lunch supplies to enjoy while sitting on a bench, or perhaps for those long-distance hikers passing through town on the Cotswold Way, a 102-mile hiking route. On the other hand, some visitors live a life of pampered luxury at the deluxe Lygon Arms Hotel. It's the most famous building in Broadway. Originally built in the 14th century, it became a coaching inn welcoming travelers for the past 500 years. Charles I is said to have stayed here, and later Oliver Cromwell was a guest. You can enjoy refreshments on the terrace, followed by spa treatment. A staff member described it for us. And how many stars is the hotel?
It's a 4-star hotel.
4-star hotel?
Yeah, and it's a coaching inn. It's been a coaching inn since 1532.
Oh.
And the building goes back to, the main building is 1300s.
So this is where they would change horses?
Yep. There used to be stables down the courtyard, used to be stables.
And now they're deluxe rooms?
There also used to be function rooms as well.
The public is welcome to have a meal or snack on the terrace or in the grill or tavern at the hotel. If you wanted to stay here, it would be advisable to book well in advance. They do tend to sell out, and it's not cheap. In the summer, it might cost you more than $500 for one night. Less expensive in off-season. A couple of other very good hotels are the Swan, or just have a drink on their terrace, and the Broadway, both of them located on the Village Green. Those 3 hotels are clustered around that Village Green gathering area, with the main part of the village extending about 600 meters. It is small, but as you've just seen, it's beautiful and worth spending some time here. But now it's time to go, and as we leave, we'll be driving past the village again. You'll see another glimpse of the Village Green, and more of those beautiful buildings with those many shops inside. Another view of the Lygon Arms Hotel. As we roll by, you'll see what a magnificent structure it is. I was here on an organized day trip that visited several other Cotswold villages, conducted by a local company called Go Cotswolds. They have 2 different all-day itineraries visiting about 10 of these beautiful villages. So you could choose one trip or take time to do both trips over 2 different days. You can read all about it on my website, townsofeurope.com, that has a listing of my various videos, details on the Cotswolds, and detailed stories about 300 other European destinations, with descriptions, photos, and lots of videos. There's a detailed page about Broadway included in our extensive coverage of the Cotswolds. Italy is one of our major collections, with coverage from the north all the way down to Sicily, along with our massive coverage of Switzerland. The website is filled with informative travel stories, more than 6,000 photos, hundreds of videos, walking tour routes, and maps. The website makes it easy to navigate between these 300 destinations with links that point directly to each of the website places. The information can help you decide where to travel next and then get the most out of your visits. Or if you're not going anywhere, these armchair tours in the website take you there for free. The site has authentic, honest content, not selling any tours or products, and with no ads. I created the website based on my experience leading about 80 tours through Europe during the past 30 years and making those 1,500 travel videos that I've got on YouTube. The pages have a lot of information about these 300 Europe towns, including history, culture, shopping, eating, lots of travel tips. It's educational and entertaining. townsofeurope.com